So hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who I am Josiah Smith Films. I post all sorts of movie content, so if you're new around here, make sure to like and subscribe to keep up with all of my latest content. Today we're going to be doing an MCU tier list, films, TV, their special presentations as well. We are going to do it all, because I'm a big MCU fan, even if they have slightly fallen off. Before we get started, if you're new around here, as I said, go follow my TikTok, my letterbox, my Twitter. All the links are going to be down below, so make sure to go follow those two for even more content. And let's kick off this tier list with Thor Ragnarok, a brilliant MCU entry. I love Taika Waititi, and this is such a great film, and it really revived the character of Thor. A tier for me. Obviously, these will shift. These ratings will shift throughout the video. I'll keep on top of them. Next up, we've got Shang-Chi. Going A tier yet again. I love the action in this film. I kind of like all the vibes. The soundtrack is brilliant. And as I said, the choreography for the fight scenes are tremendous. Eternals. Very overhated. One of the most overhated MCU films in my opinion. I'm going to go B tier. No, it's not a perfect film. Is it overly long? Yes. Is it overstuffed for too many characters? Yes. But I think it's beautiful. I think the action, as I said, is great. And it's very different. It's a very unique entry within the MCU. Iron Man 3. It's funny, another overhated entry, a very overhated film within the MCU yet again. I'm going to go just above Eternals in B tier. I have great fun with this movie. It's a great time. It's a great time. Hawkeye, I'm going high C. I think they really dropped the ball in the finale. I do not like what they did to Kingpin, but it's a pretty wholesome show and it's got fun Christmas vibes. Ant-Man, I'm going to go C tier. It's okay. It's decent. I mean, low stakes, good fun, and Paul Rudd is entertaining. Avengers Infinity War, right at top, S tier. By far the best film in the MCU. Infinity War is just one of the best superhero films I've ever seen. You know, Thanos, one of the greatest villains I've ever watched. The crossover of all the characters is great, and it's just such a fun action movie. And the ending is just shocking. It just works so well. Civil War, I'm also going S tier. I love the Russo brothers. I think they're great. They've been a blessing to the MCU. Again, the action in this film is great. I love the crossover of characters, but there's also quite a small scale story within that with like Bucky, Captain America, and Iron Man, which I just enjoy so much. She-Hulk is going D tier. She-Hulk sucks. She-Hulk is so bad. Like, it's a poor excuse of a show. I can't lie. I couldn't even finish it. I never thought I'd be saying that about an MCU project, but I didn't even finish the show. It lost me about halfway through the season. Endgame, S tier. One of my favourite cinema experiences of all time is Avengers Endgame. There's not much more I need to say about it. It was emotional, it was great, the climax was beautiful. Yes, it has issues, but it's such a beautiful way to end the Infinity Saga, so it has to go in S tier for me. The original Iron Man, I'm going high B tier. I'm going high B tier. I know a lot of people would have this film higher. I think it starts the MCU really well. You know, it's a great kicking off point. But there's lots of ideas in this film which was improved on later on within different MCU films. Captain Marvel. Go low C. I'm not going to go D tier. Many people would have this bottom tier. I do not, because I think, obviously you've got Samuel L. Jackson in there, fantastic, and I like all the cosmic side of the MCU, so I can have a bit of fun with this movie, to say the least. Black Panther is going low A tier. This is some brilliant world building of Wakanda in this film. Soundtrack, again, is gorgeous. Yes, the final act isn't that great, and the CGI is a bit wonky, but the first two acts are just brilliant. What a great film, and as I said, brilliant world building within this film. For Dark World. I still think it's better than She-Hulk, but this is the weakest of the MCU films. It's poor, it's bland. Loki's good in it though. Loki is the real shining light within Thor Dark World. That's what I can say. The Incredible Hulk, again, I'm going D. I don't even think this is necessarily a bad film, but it's a bad MCU film. It feels very disconnected. I think Edward Norton is a great Bruce Banner, so I kind of wish he stuck around. But very bland film. Not too exciting. Nothing much really to talk about, to be honest. Captain America the First Avenger, I am going to go for low A tier. I love this film. I know people didn't. I just know people aren't a big fan of this film. I completely disagree. I love it. It's motivational. Steve Rogers as a character, as I said, so motivational. It's kind of like a war movie in a sense, which I'm a big fan of. It's just such an inspiring film, which is why I enjoy it so much. It's great. It's really great in my opinion. Speaking of great, The Winter Soldier. Go mid-A tier. Again, all three Captain America films are amazing. Best superhero trilogy, in my opinion. Obviously, when Guardians 3 comes out, this could completely change. But for now, in my opinion, the best superhero trilogy of all time. Yeah, better than The Dark Knight, in my opinion. It could be surprising. Avengers. I'm gonna go low A, and I'm actually gonna move the first Avenger into high B instead because I realise A tier is getting a bit overcrowded. Avengers, iconic, so iconic, revolutionary for the MCU. Really, really kicked off the MCU in my opinion. This is where it started and it became huge. Doctor Strange, around C tier. It's good. The visuals are beautiful, okay? Visuals are beautiful. And again, it opens up a whole new world of magic with the MCU, which is amazing. But apart from that, it's okay. It's an alright film. Guardians Volume 2, S tier. This is what I mean. I love the Guardians films. Lots of people do not enjoy the second one as much, but I do. I think Kurt Russell, brilliant as Ego. So entertaining. The soundtrack is beautiful. The action is great. And the emotions are so high. Like, this film, it's not boring. It's got heart to it. It's a whole lot of fun. So I really have no complaints with it. Black Widow is going top D tier. There could just so much more with a Black Widow film. It felt so inconsequential. I didn't feel like it paid homage to Black Widow as a character after her death in Endgame. It didn't do too much for me. And honestly, just felt like it was setting up just new characters instead of paying respects to Black Widow. Didn't work, in my opinion. Loki, I'm going to go high B. Loki is my favourite MCU show. But again, it's only high B. Like, I don't think the MCU shows are that great at all. They don't really work. They don't really work that well for me, in my opinion. I'm actually going to put it below First Avenger. They're just all too short, which is why I hope, obviously, 18 episodes for Daredevil. Things could change. Wakanda Forever is going to go middle of B tier. I'm really happy with this film. Did what I needed to do. I think it is overly long. It's overly long. It doesn't need to be 2 hours 40, but it pays great respect to Chadwick Boseman. And again, I think it drops off a bit in the final act, but it's a great tribute to Black Panther. It was a good time. It was a good time. The Falcon and Winter Soldier, I'm going to go around C tier. So careful. Again, it drops the ball in the finale. I think it works so well. It works so well in certain areas. Obviously, the US agent is absolutely brilliant. I think he's a great villain until he turns good in the end. I'll look past that, but it's a decent show. It's decent. Not the best for the MCU. They definitely could have gone better. Quantum Mania, D tier. Unlike most people, I didn't even have high hopes for this film. Yeah, I was still disappointed. It's a poor film. Even Kang can't save it, in my opinion. It is not great at all. It's just a dumb movie. It's a dumb movie. The original 4, I'm going to go for low C tier. Too many Dutch angles, if you know what I mean. But again, it was like the first cosmic side of the MCU, which I thought was really cool. Asgard is obviously beautiful. The character of Thor in this film is kind of boring, but I'll look past that because you've got Loki, who is phenomenal. Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. I'm going to go around middle of B tier. Middle of B tier. It's fun. It's a Christmas special. I love Christmas. I love the Guardians. Doesn't do too much, but it's James Gunn. He does what he does best and provides such an enjoyable time with a really heartwarming special, to be fair, which is not surprising. It's the Guardians. Spider-Man Homecoming, I'm going to go for around A tier. Going around A tier. I think it's brilliant. Tom Holland's Spider-Man, I am a big fan of. And obviously, Michael Keaton is the Vulture in this film. Brilliant villain. What If? Again, like most of the MCU shows, I'm putting it around C tier. A few episodes were great. Like the Doctor Strange episode was amazing. A few other good episodes in there, but then a few really weak ones. I think the concept is great, so season 2 could expand on that and could be really good. It could be really cool. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Again, C tier. It's Ant-Man and the Wasp. It doesn't try anything too special. It's enjoyable. It's not harmful. It doesn't play anything too risky. It plays it safe. It's okay. Moon Knight. I'm going around low B tier. I like the concept of Moon Knight. I like the character of Moon Knight. I think it's clever in some ways. Oscar Isaac does deliver a brilliant performance. I don't even know what I was going to say there. A brilliant performance from Oscar Isaac. As I say with most MCU shows though, it really drops the ball in the finale. Not great, and the villain is very forgettable, even though Ethan Hawke does deliver a good performance as well. WandaVision. Going around Loki. It's going to go around Loki. I'll put it just below Iron Man. Just below Iron Man. WandaVision was great. You know, it came out in like a time where we all needed a good MCU show. Each week there was so much hype. Again, dropped the ball in the finale. It's a shame that I'm saying that yet again, but apart from that, the mystery was great in this film. I really like all the sitcom like parodies. It was so much fun. So much fun. Iron Man 2. Going D tier. It's bland. It's boring. I'm not going to say anymore. Werewolf by Night, I am going to go for near the top of B tier. This is one of the most surprising MCU projects I've ever watched. Had the lowest expectations for this, and I was blown at the park. Michael Giacchino directs this, and it is so good. Such an interesting project within the MCU. There's nothing really like it. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it. Miss Marvel. Gonna go around. I think I can see why people enjoy this. I think my younger sister would enjoy this, but personally for me, it doesn't really suit me, it doesn't really cater to me. Not my favourite project at all, but I can see why people will love this. Guardians of the Galaxy. It's Guardians of the Galaxy, James Gunn's first combat project. My love, Guardians of the Galaxy. I love it. Absolutely adore these films, the music, the characters. It's just so much fun, and that's why I can't wait for the third one. I think the third one is going to be one of my favourite MCU projects as well. I just really hope they land it well. They land their trilogy well. They give all the characters a good send-off. Because if they don't, that will hurt. I'll be heartbroken. Spider-Man, No Way Home. I'm going to go for nearest top of A tier. Over time, my thoughts kind of changed on it. It would have been S tier a few months ago, but I've kind of sat on it a little bit, thought about it. It's moved down a little bit, but again, it is a celebration of Spider-Man. There's a few things that I would have done different personally, but I can't complain too much. I still think it is a great MCU film. Multiverse of Madness. Just get around low B tier. It's fun. It's fun. It could have done so much more with the multiverse concept. They could have done so much more differently. I think it could have been a lot better, but it works. Again, visuals are tremendous. You know, the direction Sam Raimi takes is really great, really unique. But I think it does drop the ball on the multiverse concept a lot. For Love and Thunder, go in D tier. Go in D tier. So disappointing. This should have been like Thor Ragnarok 2.0, but it wasn't. It was stupid. It was terrible. I had fun in areas, sort of. Not even that. Get in D tier. Bad film. Far From Home is gonna go. Just gonna go in that B tier. I think there's a lot of B tier MCU movies. You know, there's a lot of films that I can get a lot of enjoyment out of. They're not bad either. That's kind of the B tier for me. I enjoy most of MCU stuff, and Far From Home, I enjoy. Yes, this character of Spider-Man, I don't think there's too much development in this film. You know, he doesn't really learn to take responsibility with a lot of stuff. But Mysterio is a great villain in this film, and as I said, I have fun with it. And the final project, I Am Groot. Bottom of C tier. It's I Am Groot. I would put it in D tier, but it's literally a bunch of shorts. Like, they're fine. They're so fine. Like, I wouldn't even recommend going to see them. They're just okay. Like, I'm just not going to put them in D tier because they can be cute at times. But it is what it is. I'm looking at this tier list. I'm going to leave it as it is. It's kind of like a lot of B tier, a lot of just decent stuff within the MCU, and obviously the S tier. My top 5 projects, I love them all to bits. Let me know what you would change about my tier list. Let me know what you'd move up, what you'd move down, because I know the MCU can be very controversial. Thank you guys all for watching. If you haven't already, go like, go subscribe, turn on notifications for my next upload, and go follow my other socials down below. Have a good few days. Whenever I see you next, see you. Goodbye.